In our last junkyard video, we rented a skid steer, truck, and dump trailer to complete some projects around the property, but our main objective was to remove the debris pile from the house demolition we did a couple months ago. We had a lot go wrong while we were renting that equipment, so we weren't able to finish everything we had planned, but we were at least able to set ourselves up for our next task of getting power from the pole to our slab. Welcome to Ginger and the Giant.
Welcome friends, we are Ginger and the Giant. If you're new to the channel, we are a couple that bought 7 acres of junk in southern Idaho.
It's pretty bad out here, but we're trying to make it beautiful.
Behind us is where we tore down an old, junky, condemned house, and right now we are digging a trench to run power and water so we can set up our 5th wheel on the slab so we're not in the dirt as much. Thank you for joining us. Consider subscribing. Let's do it. Truck, it is full with some exciting stuff.
It's not really something that you can see, but it's definitely something you experience. When you have power, it makes life so much easier.
Yeah, so we got 200 feet of conduit, 200 feet of electrical wire, water line, and electrical box. We're also trying to get ready for winter. Winter will be here before we know it, and we want to be as prepared as we can.
Yeah.
We can also tap into our septic system over there. So lots of good things. We're super excited, and we're gonna get this unloaded into the container until we rent a trencher to get the 200 feet trenched out, and then we can lay all this in there.
I tried to get a time lapse, but apparently my phone fell and ended up getting a view of the sky instead. But everything was stored safely until we could rent equipment to dig the trench.
Hey, what's up guys? We have a small excavator for today. We're gonna be digging a trench from our power pole to our slab. I'm gonna go 4 feet deep on the hole. We're gonna put a water line in, backfill it, put our electrical line in, and then fill that in. So I'm gonna get digging. I got my buddy Rob here. He's giving us a hand today. He's an electrician, so we're gonna get his expert advice. Let's do it.
As Ginger came around with the mini excavator, Rob spray painted a guideline to keep us on track.
That's good right there. Yeah, you're clear. You got about 3 inches.
And so the digging began. This first part was tricky with the small space to operate the excavator arm, but Ginger and Rob managed it well. And when the hole was long enough, Rob hopped in and frequently checked the depth to ensure it was right where we wanted it.
Okay, Sterling, I want to hear how you're doing and your thoughts.
Doing well. I'm getting the hang of this one finally. It took a little bit. It was a little rough at the beginning because I was close to our water tank and I was really afraid I was gonna bump it or tear the corner off of it. Rob has been extremely helpful. Hello. He's been able to keep me moving so I don't have to hop out of the excavator, level it out, and then come back in here and dig a little bit, level it. He's been down there just keeping everything moving smooth. Very, very grateful.
Yes, thank you, Rob.
You're very welcome, it's my pleasure. I'm gonna keep going. It's 7:20. I'm just gonna get as far as I can tonight. I hope to make it there, and I probably just won't quit till I get there, and yeah. Really that sand, dude. I know, right?
Are you pulling my weeds?
Yeah, we pulled some.
I got half of it done the other day, and
I wondered why there was only just one section.
Yeah. Thank you. That looks so much better.
We are so blessed with friends and family who come out to help us time and time again. Ginger and I don't like asking for help, so we can get ourselves into predicaments easily. But thankfully our community sees right through our unrealistic expectations of ourselves and graciously give us their valuable time to help us move forward here at the property. Ginger and Rob were making great progress on the trench, but it wasn't ideally placed. Yep, that's right outside our front door. My mama mind had me running through every bad scenario with that trench placement. But I digress. Ginger started digging the trench on the other side of the line to work towards the middle, where he would have more room to connect and finish the trench, so he wouldn't get stuck in the excavator next to the debris pile and concrete slab. Doing his final measurement for the night, we sent Rob home to get some time with his family and rest before coming out to help us again tomorrow. And then we saw this wasp's nest right next to where Ginger was working, so we sprayed them before it became an issue and got back to work.
Beautiful.
We lost sunlight really quick, but we needed to keep working to finish this project by tomorrow afternoon. But look what we found! A vein of sparkly rust orange in our soil layers. If you know what it is, leave a comment for us on this video. We would love to find out what it is. And with Ginger working 15 hours straight and the bugs out to bite, we were ready to call it a night. Back at it early the next morning, Ginger hopped on the mini excavator to connect and finish the trench. There was still quite a bit of leveling to do, but before doing anything else, a quick equipment refuel was needed since we had used it a lot. Then Ginger got in the trench with Rob to complete the leveling. With the trench ready, it was time to grab all our supplies stored in the shipping container. We loaded our wagon up with the materials, the water line, power line, conduit, and small miscellaneous items, and was able to move everything we needed in 2 loads, with minimal effort thanks to Ginger's jimmy rigging away for our mower to pull the wagon. We will be releasing a video in the future with all the mower modifications Ginger did to make it one of the most useful pieces of equipment at our property. Unwinding and laying the water line in the trench went quickly, and we left a good amount of line beyond the trench next to the RV so we could eventually connect it to our well when we are ready. Next was backfilling the trench with 1 foot of dirt. We used the excavator as much as we could for this, but there were places that it obviously couldn't reach, so they had to be backfilled by hand. And it made my heart happy when I saw my oldest jumping in to help. Just like the water line, the power line had to be unwound and stretched out, and the boys positioned it so it could easily be threaded through the conduit and then pulled into the trench.
Guys, this is huge. Right now, we're to the point where we're gonna put the wire in the conduit. We're laying everything out right now. This is just huge. I didn't know how far we'd get today. This guy here.
As an electrician, we're not doing it right, or we're doing it the way it's gonna get done. Normally you'd run a fish tape and run a mule tape and then pull the wire through, but I forgot that stuff, so we're just gonna build in place.
We're just improvising.
Yeah.
The boys experimented with taking 3 and 4 pieces of conduit at a time, and they found that 3 was the magical number. It was the happy medium between efficiency and not draining energy unnecessarily. By threading the wire through the conduit from both ends, only pulling the conduit over half of the wire at most, they were working not harder, but smarter. And there was less walking, carrying, threading using this method. However, a little more wire was needed on the slab side, so they had to pull about 6 feet through the glued conduit pieces.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That was easier than I thought.
Yeah, dude. You got a mule over here.
So exciting.
Can I hear your battle cries?
Ah!
Yeah, Rob.
Wrong, like move.
I didn't get a battle cry from Ginger.
Man, I promise.
And here is the last piece of conduit being put into place.
I'm grateful for your help.
Done with
dude,
this.
it's my pleasure,
Jordan,
dude.
look how much easier this is going.
Oh, for
I
sure.
could be yelling at you all day.
Yeah.
Just put it in! Just
Rob, thank you for making it so he's not yelling at me.
And just like that, the power line was ready to be pulled into the trench. But first, a water break. I'm sure glad a camera was set up because Rob went into beast mode and I didn't have time to get a different shot of him with our other camera. He was just too quick.
Are you to the wall?
Oh, we could have left one stick off. We did one too many sticks.
Oh, dude, there's a snake.
There's a snake?
Right here.
A snake? Did we kill it?
There's a little guy.
We weren't sure what kind of snake this was, and it didn't look like the bull snakes or yellow belly racers we've previously spotted on the property. So we may have 3 different species of snake living here. Ugh. Anyways, back to our problem of having too much conduit on our wire. We had to cut off the excess, but it is very risky. If the wire gets nicked at all, it could lose current capacity, overheat, and could even cause an electrical fire. Nerves were high, prayers were said, and Rob carefully cut around the pipe. He was very meticulous and, praise the Lord, successfully removed the section we didn't need without damaging the power line. Ginger grabbed the excavator again to dig next to the power pole. We needed a little more room to put everything in its place.
I don't know how deep your power pole is.
I thought that too. I was like, man, I don't know if we can that thing.
I know for me, I had to set one at 5 foot.
Hopefully, we don't need that falling over.
Definitely not.
I'm going slow so I don't wreck
Yeah,
something.
no, I hear you.
After Rob was set up to do his thing at the electrical box, Ginger got back on the excavator to backfill the trench another foot to prepare for the last thing to be laid underground. When Rob was ready, Ginger helped him wrestle the wire through as far as they could, but they ran into another problem. Heavy gauge wire and tight turns don't go well together. The wire didn't want to cooperate and go where it was supposed to, so the boys had to get creative to solve this problem.
Together.
1, 2.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay.
So close, bro.
I know.
So close.
But we're in the panel, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Pull this out,
Yeah.
hook it up, and
Yeah.
then put it back in.
There's a screwdriver and lineman's in there. Knock the lock ring.
An idea came about, but now the question is, will it work?
Man, so close right now. Does that get us any more play that we need?
I think so.
That's just brutal.
I know.
It's because this ground rod right here. This wasn't in the way.
There you go. Just hold it tight right there. Let it set in there.
Just gob it up. That work?
Yeah, that works.
Good job, man. Okay.
Oh, good job, man.
We're in the panel.
We're in the panel. We're good there.
Should I leave everything off for now?
Oh, I know. We can get everything back on. We just need to get a new ground clamp for that one.
Power's back.
With the ground rods in place, it was time to lay the red tape, which warns you that an electrical line is below it. Then the trench could be completely filled in. Since we had a couple more minutes to use the excavator, we decided to dig up the hard soil around the rest of our septic tank so we could have it inspected and approved for use. And let me tell you, passing inspection and having a working septic tank out here would be such a blessing. And that's a wrap on our rental. There is still more to be done to get power working at the slab, but at least the hardest part is over. If you want to keep up to date with our junkyard transformation and all the fun we're having out here, please click the subscribe button below.